Yo, Yankees universe. Drop everything right now, because the New York Yankees just threw a Spencer Jones trade. Bombshell into the offseason conversation that has the entire organization buzzing. Behind closed doors and front office executives, across baseball, making phone calls. We're talking about a 24-year-old prospect who absolutely obliterated 35 home runs last season and now represents either our next generational superstar or the ultimate trade chip for an immediate championship run. The Athletic just revealed insider intelligence that fundamentally changes everything about how we should be thinking about the Yankees' 2025 roster construction and their championship timeline. I'm diving deep into why this powerful young slugger might be the key to finally unlocking our championship window, or the necessary sacrifice we make to get there. But here's the terrifying kicker that should keep every Yankees fan awake at night. One single decision made in the next few months could either make or break our entire dynasty dreams for the next decade. If you're bleeding pinstripes like I am, and you want the absolute inside scoop on every move Brian Cashman is orchestrating this offseason, every rumor floating through baseball's executive suites, every decision that could impact our championship aspirations, smash that subscribe button right now, because we're about to break down intelligence and analysis that most Yankees fans won't hear anywhere else in the media landscape. Yankees universe. We desperately need to talk about the massive elephant sitting in the middle of our organizational room. Spencer Jones just became the single most fascinating and complicated player in our entire farm system. And it's not just because he launched an absolutely staggering 35 home runs between Double-A Somerset and Triple-A Scranton last season. Numbers that made prospect evaluators across baseball take serious notice. This kid represents everything that's simultaneously beautiful and absolutely terrifying. It's about being a Yankees fan in this current era. Right now, at this very moment, we're sitting on a potential franchise-altering superstar who might never see meaningful playing time in pinstripes because our Major League outfield is more crowded than the 4 trained during morning rush hour heading into Manhattan. All right, let's break this down, folks. Picture this. The Yankees, the most storied franchise in sports history, staring down a 16-year World Series drought that's turning fans into emotional wrecks. And smack in the middle of it, a single photo of Spencer Jones, this 24-year-old power-hitting phenom, dropping bombs like it's the home run derby. But here's the conspiracy-level twist. Insider reports from The Athletic suggest the Yankees are eyeing him as the centerpiece of a blockbuster trade that could either catapult us to glory or leave us regretting it forever. Is this the game changer we've been waiting for? Or a front office plot to sacrifice our future for a quick fix? People are furious already. Fans are blowing up social media, calling it a betrayal of the Pinstripes' legacy. What if this is the moment that defines the next decade? Let's dive in and expose the chaos. Let's properly set the stage here and understand the context we're operating within. The Yankees just wrapped up another season of bold championship promises and devastating October heartbreak that left fans emotionally destroyed. Aaron Judge carried this team on his shoulders again, like Atlas bearing the weight of the world. But when the lights got brightest and the pressure reached maximum levels, we fell painfully short again. Sound familiar? It absolutely should, because we've been living this recurring nightmare for over a decade now. 16 years without a World Series championship. Yankees universe. 16 long, agonizing years. That's not just a drought or a rough stretch. That's generational organizational failure that demands accountability and fundamental change. But here's what makes this Spencer Jones situation so absolutely critical to our future. While everyone is obsessively focused on the obvious big names like Juan Soto's potentially record-breaking contract, demands and whether we're bringing back Gleyber Torres at second base, the real championship-defining chess move might be happening with this 20-4-year-old prospect who most casual fans can't even identify in a lineup photo. This isn't just about one individual player and his personal development trajectory. This is about Brian Cashman finally demonstrating he learned something meaningful from 2 decades of playoff disappointments and organizational failures. The Athletic's Brendan Cutie just dropped some seriously significant intelligence that should have every bleacher creature and every serious Yankees analyst paying extremely close attention. According to Cutie's reporting with inside sources, the Yankees are planning to hold on to Jones through spring training to thoroughly evaluate what he's really made of at the highest competitive level. But here's the part that should absolutely keep you awake at night, questioning every possible scenario. Cutie also mentioned that if Jones does get moved in a trade, specifically because he becomes the centerpiece of a major blockbuster deal, we're talking legitimate game-changing territory here, not some minor league salary dump. Now let's dig deep into what makes Spencer Jones simultaneously so special and so frustrating to evaluate. 35 home runs in just 116 games, split between Somerset and Scranton, represents video game production numbers. Yankees universe. That's the kind of raw power output that makes general managers salivate and scouts start envisioning MVP trophies. But here's the absolutely brutal reality check that cannot be ignored or rationalized away. This dude struck out a staggering 35.4% of the time. For proper context, that reveals how problematic that number is. Ryan McMahon led the entire major leagues in strikeout rate at 32.3% last season. Spencer Jones is striking out significantly more than the biggest whiff machine in professional baseball. That's not major league ready. That's barely sustainable at the AAA level against inferior pitching. But wait, there's significantly more to this complicated story that'll make your head spin with possibilities. Remember when John Heyman reported at last year's trade deadline that the Yankees would only consider moving Jones if it meant landing Paul Skeens from Pittsburgh? Think about the implications of that statement for a second. The front office valued this kid so extraordinarily highly that only a potential future Cy Young winner could pry him away from the organization. That tells you absolutely everything about how they view his astronomical ceiling and long-term potential. Is this a front office conspiracy to hoard talent, or a calculated gamble to trade him for a Cy Young arm? Rival teams are whispering, is Cashman playing for D chess, or just stalling while the clock ticks? The fundamental problem is that ceiling doesn't win championships in October. Actual production and performance does. And right now, Spencer Jones is stuck behind an outfield logjam that includes Aaron Judge, who's locked up long-term with a massive contract, Trent Grisham, who's become a defensive wizard saving runs all over the field, and Jason Dominguez, who's finally starting to show glimpses of why we called him the Martian and viewed him as untouchable. Oh, and there's still significant chatter circulating about potentially bringing back Cody Bellinger for another season of production. Do the basic math here, Yankees fans. That's for quality outfielders competing for 3 available positions. And one of them happens to be a future Hall of Fame lock who's absolutely not moving anywhere. Where exactly does Spencer Jones fit into this increasingly complicated puzzle? Spring training auditions and opportunities are nice in theory, but this kid is 24 years old already. He's not getting any younger, his development clock is ticking, and his trade value isn't going to get any higher than it is right at this moment after that 35 home run explosion. Compare this to past Yankees blunders like holding on to Jesus Montero or Austin Jackson when we could have traded for immediate help. Or flip it. What if we trade Jones and he becomes the next Adam Jones for the Mariners? The league's watching and fans are outraged. Is this déjà vu or destiny? Here's where the strategic decision-making gets really fascinating from an organizational planning standpoint. The Yankees have 3 distinct potential paths forward with Spencer Jones, and each one reveals something fundamentally different about their championship timeline and organizational philosophy. Path 1. Keep him on the roster, hope he miraculously figures out the strikeout issue through coaching and repetition, and potentially waste an entire year of crucial development while he sits in AAA Scranton watching games from the bench. Path 2. Trade him aggressively right now while his stock is at its absolute highest point after that breakout 35 home run performance. Path 3. Wait patiently until spring training concludes and hope he shows enough tangible improvement to either crack the major league roster or increases trade value even more through strong performance. Aaron Boone has already publicly hinted that positional flexibility and defensive versatility will be absolutely huge priorities for roster construction next season. We've already seen experimental lineups with Judge occasionally playing center field, Ming is moving around to different outfield positions, and Grisham's elite defensive versatility being maximized. But here's the uncomfortable thing nobody wants to acknowledge. Jones isn't remote. Known for his defensive glove work, this kid is a bat-first, fence-only prospect in an organization that suddenly cares dramatically more about defensive excellence than they used to under previous regimes. That's not exactly a recipe for quick promotion to the big leagues. From a pure financial perspective, this is where Hal Steinbrenner's wallet and luxury tax concerns start talking louder than baseball operations. Jones is making absolute pocket change right now on his minor league deal. He won't hit salary arbitration for several more years of team control. That's genuinely valuable financial flexibility, especially for a team that's constantly dancing dangerously around various luxury tax thresholds and trying to manage long-term payroll commitments. But if Spencer Jones can fetch you a proven major league starting pitcher or a shutdown, Latining's bullpen arm that puts you over the championship top in October, what's actually more valuable in the final analysis? Long-term cost control or an immediate World Series championship ring? The scouting reports on Spencer Jones tell you absolutely everything about why this represents such a genuinely difficult organizational decision. His raw power is completely legitimate and undeniable. We're talking about 450-foot absolute bombs to dead center field at Yankee Stadium that make the crowd gasp. His speed isn't terrible for a bigger man. He's shown legitimate flashes of being able to work counts and draw walks when he's properly locked in mentally. But those strikeouts, those horrifying strikeout numbers, they're not just ugly statistics on a spreadsheet somewhere. They represent a fundamental flaw in his plate approach and swing decisions that Major League pitching will absolutely destroy and exploit mercilessly. Here's what absolutely nobody in the media is talking about, though, and it matters tremendously. The Yankees' player development system has actually gotten remarkably good at fixing specific approach issues and mechanical problems over recent years. Look at what they successfully accomplished with Gleyber Torres early in his career when he had holes in his swing. Or examine how they've helped Anthony Rizzo extend his productive years despite aging and declining skills. If any organization can successfully fix Spencer Jones's catastrophic strikeout problem through coaching and mechanical adjustments, it might genuinely be the organization he's already playing within. But time is the absolute enemy here and cannot be ignored. The Yankees are operating in desperate win-now mode, with Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, and the core of this expensive roster. They cannot afford to wait 3 more patient years for Jones to figure it out while championship windows slam shut and opportunities disappear forever. Projections. If he cuts that K rate to 30%, he's a 4.0 HR guy. But if not, he's a liability. Scouts are split. Is he the next Judge or the next Clint Frazier? The intrigue is killing me. This isn't 2010 where the organization could afford to be patient with prospects and let them develop naturally. This is 2025, and every single day without a championship ring represents another day of organizational failure and wasted prime years from superstars. The trade market dynamics make this decision even more complicated and fascinating. Teams like the White Sox, Marlins, and Athletics are actively looking to move major league talent for prospects, exactly like Spencer Jones, who offer upside and years of team control. The Yankees could flip him tomorrow for a proven commodity. Maybe a veteran starting pitcher who can handle October pressure without melting down, or a proven veteran bat who won't strike out 35% of the time in crucial situations. Remember when we aggressively traded away prospects for established players like Andrew Heaney or Anthony Rizzo at various deadlines? Sometimes those calculated moves work out beautifully and lead to championships. Sometimes they absolutely don't, and you lose the trade badly. But at least you know exactly what you're getting in terms of production and track record. With Spencer Jones, you're betting entirely on unrealized potential and projection. And potential doesn't hit cleanup in Game 7 of the World Series when everything's on the line. Now here's the nightmare scenario that should absolutely terrify every single Yankees fan. What if we stubbornly hold on to Jones? He struggles catastrophically again next year, and his trade value completely collapses to almost nothing. We've witnessed it happen repeatedly before with can't-miss prospects who simply couldn't make the jump to major league competition. Suddenly, you're stuck with a 25-year-old player who can't crack your major league roster, and nobody else wants to trade significant assets for. That represents organizational malpractice of the highest order. But flip the script completely for a second, and consider the opposite scenario. What if the Yankees trade Spencer Jones this winter, and he immediately goes to a team like the Padres or Rangers, and suddenly transforms into a consistent 40-home run machine who makes multiple all-star teams? What if fixing his strikeout rate was simply a matter of getting regular at-bats against major league pitching and making natural adjustments? Yankees fans would absolutely never forgive the front office, and that anger would be completely justified. Rival fans are losing their minds. Padres execs are salivating. Media is calling it a Yankees blunder in the making. Executives across MLB are on high alert, and the outrage is real. Is this the imbalance that tips the league? The market timing couldn't possibly be more perfect for a Spencer Jones trade from a value maximization standpoint. Teams across baseball are desperate for young, powerful outfielders with legitimate tools, especially ones with 5 full years of team control remaining. The Yankees could probably extract a significant package that addresses multiple organizational needs simultaneously. Rotation depth behind Cole, bullpen reinforcements for high-leverage situations. Maybe even a proven veteran bat for the middle of the lineup who can protect Judge. Here's what Brendan Cuddy's reporting really tells us about organizational thinking. The Yankees aren't panicking or rushing into anything. They're going to give Jones one more legitimate chance to demonstrate he belongs at the major league level. Spring training in Tampa will be his audition and showcase. And if he can somehow cut that strikeout rate down to even 30%, suddenly he becomes exponentially more valuable to keep around. But if he shows up to Steinbrenner Field striking out in over a third of his at-bats again against major league pitching, expect the trade rumors and speculation to heat up dramatically and quickly. Teams will be calling aggressively about Jones all winter long, making offers. But the Yankees won't pull the trigger on any deal unless they get absolutely blown away by an offer they cannot refuse. The comparison that keeps surfacing in organizational discussions is Clint Frazier. Remember him? Another Yankees outfield prospect with massive power potential and deeply concerning strikeout rates that never got fixed. The significant difference is Jones has shown more consistent production across multiple minor league levels, and his power numbers are completely legitimate and sustainable. This isn't fool's gold or smoke and mirrors. This is a real prospect with real major league talent and equally real concerning weaknesses. What makes this situation even more fascinating is how it reflects on Brian Cashman's overall strategic evolution. For years, we've ruthlessly criticized him for hoarding prospects, instead of making the aggressive championship-defining move that puts us over the top. Now he's sitting on a prospect who could genuinely be the key piece in a blockbuster trade that changes the franchise trajectory. And the critical question is whether he's learned anything meaningful from past mistakes and missed opportunities. The Yankees' 2025 championship aspirations might literally depend entirely on what they ultimately decide to do with Spencer Jones. Keep him and hope he develops into the middle-of-the-order bat they desperately need for the next decade. Trade him for the proven veteran who can help them win immediately next October. There's genuinely no perfect answer here, and that's exactly what makes this so compelling and agonizing Yankees universe. I desperately want to hear from you on this crucial decision. Are you firmly team trade Spencer Jones for immediate championship help? Or are you team keep developing him because his ceiling is simply too astronomically high to give up on? Drop your passionate thoughts in the comments below right now. And don't forget to subscribe because this offseason is just getting started and heating up. And the decisions Brian Cashman makes in the next few critical weeks could ultimately determine whether we're celebrating championships in October or crying into our pizza again in disappointment. The clock is ticking loudly on Spencer Jones's Yankees future. And whatever happens next will tell us absolutely everything we need to know about this organization's genuine commitment to finally ending this agonizing championship drought that's defined an entire generation. Hit that notification bell because you absolutely won't want to miss what comes next in this wild, unpredictable offseason that could reshape the franchise for years to come. What do you think? Trade or keep? Let me know.